Welcome to our episode of Bargain Saturdays, and this week I decided to take a look at Mercury Man. And I'll admit it's a movie, I suppose. Yeah, it's hard to know what to say about this one because it wasn't as bad as I was hoping for, but it's not good either. It falls in that weird sort of like just boring kind of bad, which is like one of the worst kinds of bads to have. Because at least if it was an entertaining kind of bad, I could at least give a positive spin on it, being fun to watch despite being, objectively awful. But when it's a boring kind of bad, it's just, well, things are happening, but they're not particularly interesting. I mean, part of the problem is we have terrorists, after magic space rocks, because apparently amulets come from space in this movie. And depending on where the meteors fall, they grant you either ice or fire-based abilities. Of course, that's not exactly true for our main character, Mercury Man, because despite his amulet being fire-based, it doesn't give him power over fire so much as it gives him the ability to manipulate metal. Albeit if he gets super emotional, his clothes will burn off. You think with stuff like that, his powers would be pyrokinesis or something, but no, they're like, he can manipulate metal like he's Magneto, unless electricity's involved. Then he loses his powers, apparently, over it. Which doesn't make much sense, really. Because electricity just involves electromagnetism, so that would seem to be like the basis of his powers. Why does it stop him from using them? It makes no sense. When you think about it, this character's powers are just so weird. Not to mention we have the Muni Amulet, later on, this one character absorbs parts of its power and gains the power to, use ice, and can turn water into ice, to try and catch Mercury Man and kill him, but, fails, because, he's the hero, of course, but it's just, his power set doesn't make any sense, and it just bugs you when you think about it. And the fact that, the movie's various plots feel a bit disjointed at times. I mean, they come together, I suppose, in the end with the kid with the psychic powers being kidnapped by some thugs and sold to the terrorists or captured by them so they can use them to hide themselves from the government for a bit. But it's just this kid feels such a random inclusion meant to pad out time more than anything else. Add the fact that dub, is questionable in places, and it just makes for a film that, like I said, it's just a bad kind of boring. I wish I could say it was entertaining, but it just really isn't. Even the fight scenes aren't that great, because the movie's constantly jumping between camera angles with quick cuts, which makes following the action a lot harder than it should be. So it's like every individual shot where they're using wires and stuff feels like individual shots instead of one cohesive fight. It's just stuff like that just makes watching the film grating, can you just stick with one camera angle? Give me a wide angle and let me see them, do their thing. Some of the best fights in the movie are just where they don't have that many camera cuts because you're like, oh, I can follow what's happening much easier. Gosh darn it. And this was a high-end production for Thailand at the time in 2006 when this came out. They spent $1.6 million US on this, which I know by the standards of a US movie is pretty cheap, which is why the CGI in certain spots looks really, really bad. But, it's 2006. I'm willing to give them a pass on how bad that looks. But, yeah, this Thailand superhero movie just really isn't worth a watch in my opinion. I mean, if you like it, more power to you, but gosh darned, I find myself just bored and uninterested the entire time this film was playing for the most part. I'm just please be over soon. Please be over soon. Please be over soon. Almost for a good chunk of the runtime. So yeah, I did not enjoy this one. Till next time then. See ya.